Today we're excited to talk with you about dashboard provisioning. A couple of the main questions that we're answering here are who has access and what level of access do they have. The two main features that are used to control this are role and group level access and filter locks. As you can see here, we have a provisioning matrix, which is showing you when you have a single team and you have a high, medium, or low level of training, you're going to be using a single filter set, the dashboard default. And then based on their level of training, with high, you would do no lock for the filter lock. With medium, you would do a partial lock. And with low, you would do a full lock. And the reason for this is that with no lock, you're basically opening up all of the filters that are currently available within the dashboards. Users can change them, users can add them, they can do whatever they want. With a partial lock, you're now restricted to only using filter sets that are associated with this dashboard. And you can change values within filters that are applied, but you can't add new filters. With a full lock, you can't change anything aside from the date range and the date aggregation. With the lower grouping, you can see when you have multiple teams on a single dashboard. The recommendation is that as opposed to just using the single dashboard default, you would use multiple filter sets, one for each of the teams. And then based on their level of training, you would continue to implement the filter lock the same as you would with the single. When to clone dashboards? You might be thinking, should I create multiple dashboards for multiple teams? Or should I create a single dashboard with multiple filter sets for multiple teams? It's really your choice. What I would say is it's probably easier to create that single dashboard, maintain that single dashboard, and then have multiple filter sets when you have multiple teams interacting with a single dashboard. If you would like, you can always clone the dashboard and lock it down to a single dashboard default. The reason why I would say you can create that single dashboard and have the multiple filter sets is that each team member can also select what their default is when they open the dashboard. And we'll show you that later in the video. Another question. My team doesn't understand the data schema. How should I set them up on these dashboards? So CaliberMind has a lot of fields related to a lot of objects, and all of your custom fields are able to be brought in. So because of that, it's often easiest to start to restrict the filters that the users have access to. If you have, 20, 100 custom fields, you're not going to want to see those on every single dashboard. And by default, we just add them as available options. So if you want to lock it down, you can do a partial lock or a full lock on those dashboards. This will make it so that when you open up that dashboard and you open the filter drawer, the only options that you're seeing as available to you as a standard user are the options that have been created and designated by your admin. Now let's see what this looks like on the application side. We can start out by clicking the edit icon on any of our custom dashboards. Here you'll see the settings cog, which allows you to assign a group or a collection or a role. Roles are going to be sweeping, standard sales users. Groups are going to be fully customizable. You can create these that go across roles within your organization. So you can create ones that have some standard users, some admin users, sales users, etc. Groups are going to be primarily the thing that you're going to be assigning these dashboards. Collections is more of a organization tool. When we switch over to the live view of the dashboard, we can see the dashboard default filter set is populated. If we want to make any changes to that, we can. So let's say we want to change the opportunity type just to new business. So at that point, we can click the pencil icon, we can save and apply this. Now the dashboard default for when everyone opens this dashboard is going to have new business selected. Treat this as any other filter that you want to add, any custom filters that you want to add. You can modify the dashboard default filter set. Then locking allows you to make it so that for the standard users or the members of the groups that have access to this dashboard that aren't admins, see what you want them to see. Partial lock makes it so that they can continue to change filters. So if I select this, I switch over to my standard user view, I can go to this dashboard. Now I can see, I can modify any of these filters that are available. What I can't do is add new ones. And if I switch it to a full lock, for the standard users, sales users within this group, when they open the filter drawer now, the only things that they can change are the date filters and the date aggregation filters. If I create an additional filter set, say we want to look at only our ideal fit customers for new business, then I can create a new filter set. Make that public. Remember that we have that full lock applied, so that when we switch over to the standard user member of that group, they're going to be able to see that dashboard default. They'll also be able to see this ideal new business. And if this is the filter set that you want them to have when they open the dashboard every time, then they're able to now set that as their default. So now when they leave, and anytime they come back to this dashboard, when it loads, it's loading with that particular filter set that you created for them as new business applied, as AI deal. So this gives you an understanding as to how you can control the provisioning process for users. You can do that by editing the dashboard and assigning groups and roles. Also, by creating filter sets, updating filter sets so that the thing that you're looking at is exactly what you want them to be looking at. That concludes our dashboard provisioning training. Thank you for your time.